He couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without your company.
Recently, I was accepted into Princeton. Thank goodness I got accepted last Thursday. Going into the application process, I did not really know anything, and so it was really helpful to have somebody there who had gone through it and who could take me through it, right from starting with the personal statement and then going into the Common App and looking at what schools I wanted to apply to. It was just helpful to have somebody who could keep me in check and make sure that I was on a timeline, because it is kind of a hard process. Our school counselor, they encourage you to apply to more mid-level schools, I'd say.
Joe being able to have choices like this, I think will leave an impact that, hey, it can be done.
Applying to college is like a void, and when you're doing work and there's no real anybody saying this is good work, if I didn't have that, then it would have been a lot harder to put that much work in and to be motivated to apply to that many schools, because you're just shooting them off and there's no feedback at all. So it's somebody telling you that this is good, this is going to work, just having that person to reaffirm everything that you're putting out there. I definitely turned to Isaac a lot as that voice of affirmation.
And then I think one of the big things too is creating that whole picture. So beyond the essay, getting all the pieces to fit together, the activity lists, resume thing. I think there was a lot of benefit in working with Isaac and figuring out what to accentuate and just even what words to use and how to present things clearly. Because just trying to get that all out there and create almost like a common theme and how it all ties together. I think Joe and Isaac did a great job. The other thing was just looking at the schools. Obviously, we talked strategy at the very beginning for the very top schools, but looking across those other schools, Santa Clara, and then getting into Santa Clara and, getting into Notre Dame a couple of weeks before Ivy Day was awesome. The way Notre Dame did that on St. Patrick's Day was incredible. That was a super fun 2 weeks that took a lot of the pressure off, really, I think.
I mean, Joe has two great options that he would be happy, I think, going to,
either one.
Yeah.
I think coming out of the test prep, we just had such a great experience, and it was such an efficient workflow. Joe's a very hard worker, so it was great to have somebody who could sort of match that intensity and make the work efficient. The process of applying to college is so daunting. You can waste a lot of time. And then with Isaac in the College Advising, it was just really efficient to cover everything that had to be done, and it worked out great. Isaac was fantastic. He was very easy to talk to. He engaged with us a lot in addition to Joe, and would make sure that we were in the conversation at the right times, which was great. And he was just a great guy.
It was also helpful to have someone who was pretty close in age to me. I mean, to have somebody to relate to who just kind of wants to see you succeed, feels more like a friend than a tutor.
Having a tutor, I don't think he couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without your company.